All right, welcome in everyone to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. The boys are at Eldora mid-season this week. Joining me tonight in the booth, my buddy Dominic Santina. Dominic, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Roger.
All right, man. You ready for another good one tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be another good night of racing.
Yeah, get these guys all worked out here. I think we got about 20 cars checked in right now. Hopefully get a few more in the next 3 or 4 minutes. Got some fans watching on some of the channels. Not sure where everybody's at, but if you're on YouTube, Twitch, doesn't matter. Just say hi in the chat. We can see you in the multi-chat. If you're over on any of the Facebook pages, make sure that you go over, like, follow, and share us at the Dirt Racing Network on Facebook, the YouTube, and Twitch channels. Subscribe to the channel. You know we go live every single time. New week this week. It has been a very, very long and very, very disappointing weekend. Dom, I traveled about 800 miles to go to 3 different races, and I got to see one.
That's not good. I traveled last night and got to see some asphalt racing, but no dirt tracks yet.
I went to the All-Star Circuit of Champions down in Lawton, Oklahoma on a Thursday night, and right after qualifying, right before heat races started, a big wind came up about 70 miles an hour. It started raining behind it, so they called that off until tomorrow night. And since I already have prior engagements, I cannot attend the do-over. We made it to Meeker, Oklahoma, Red Dirt Raceway on Friday night. That is a Race of the Year candidate. That feature was absolutely amazing. I can't even describe how good that race was. I have bruises from that race because we got pelted by baseball-sized chunks of dirt coming out of turn 4. They had about a 2-foot cushion over there, and the guys were just hammering into it and throwing mud all over the people in the stands. It was pretty awesome. And then last night I drove all the way over to basically Muskogee, Oklahoma, and they rained out right after the first set of hot laps. A freak thunderstorm, one cell come up and washed the track out, and they couldn't get it back, and they're going to reschedule that one for Tuesday, but once again, prior engagements are going to prevent me from going. So a lot of money in tickets and no real good racing to show for it. Just one night. Guys, got about a minute, 45 seconds. They'll get ready to go to their qualifying. We will cut a little early. We'll get our pre-race itinerary out of the way, get our invocation in, and then get ready to do our national anthem while these guys are qualifying. I do know that immediately following this one, they will be having another race. We are not carrying that race as we have to go to Dirt Series Production or Dirt Series Promotions over there for their All-Star Visuals Super Series. So they will be on a different network, and I'm pretty sure over at the Great Lakes page on Facebook they will be carrying that race. About 21 of them checked in here. Some of the old familiar names: Clark, Hannigan, Verta, Lamberson, Diller, Trevor Berry's here, Max Stambaugh. Old Mad Max not racing somewhere tonight. That's kind of a surprise. Either way, we will get ready to do our pre-race festivities and get ready with our invocation right here, folks. So,
and now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All righty. Thank you to the Foleys once again. Ooh, that was not supposed to start. Sorry about that. Thank you to the Foleys once again for the invocation and for our national anthem. Right now, Chris Verda on top the qualifying pylon with the aforementioned Mr. Justin Clark sitting second, Mason Hannigan, Randy Shreves, and Mike Keegan in our top five. Thanks for the update, Lisa. Good to know that he picked up the W there in Missouri this weekend. We like to see when the racers get recognized and when they bring their stats to us, especially when they've been, traveling around to race. I know everybody's kind of doing that right now, especially if you're in the east side of the nation, because there's no real racing going on yet. I think they're starting to open up a little bit. I know a couple of tracks have had some stuff. I think Atomic had one here a while back, and maybe Lincoln is having one tonight. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to check all day. I've been too tired from all the driving that we were doing, but about ready to get this one kicked off. 21, make it 21 cars, and about 18 of them have taken time. As you can see, Travis Oldfield has now jumped all the way to third in qualifying with that about 30 seconds left in that qualifying session. So we will probably have about 3 heat races tonight, and no B main and a quick feature, and we will get you guys moved on to the next one. There'll be a short break here on the Dirt Racing Network in between the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series and the All-Star Visuals Super Series, but starting a new week, everything going this week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday for us. All right. Oh, we may have 2 heat races. Only 2 heat races scheduled. Big field heat races. We will get down here. I do not think we have a... Get down here. Get through our starting grid. On the pole, the Extreme Indoor Karting Sandbagger Sim Racing team from Clio, Michigan. Trevor Berry in the 7 car. On his outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. Row 2 on the inside, the Car Crafters, Topper Town, number 38 from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Travis Oldfield. And on his outside, the Real Geese, Wicked Cushion. It's the number 3 car from Elyria, Ohio, Chris Verda. In the 3rd row on the inside, the Hornblaster.com, number 44 from Trenton, Michigan, Donald Swanson. And on his outside,
hi, guys.
Sam Whitting. Oh, we got to shut that off.
Coming.
Guess we forgot to mute the chat in the game. I never forget that. Row 4 on the inside, the 21 car, Joshua Pickle. And on his outside, the Melling CFM Skills Gaming, Vanderpool Racing, number 27 from Parma, Michigan, Brad Lamberson. And in the last row on the inside, the Sofa King Fast Motorsports, number 4 from Fredericktown, Ohio, Tyler Street. And on his outside, the 224 car, going to be Danny Sams. All 10 cars made the call. All 10 cars will transfer. Will be no pole dash tonight, from what I understand. We'll get ready to go green out of turn 4. Ready to get this thing going here, Dom?
Yep, looking forward to it. Going to be a quick night, but hopefully some good racing.
Well, Sean Hobbs, keep us updated on what is going on up there at 81. I think they're going to be able to get the race in, but right now we're racing right here. Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. Heat race number 1 underway. Trevor Berry went to the front. That was Shreves that took a hard left in the middle of the corner. He came right across Oldfield's nose. We're going to have to refresh the cars here real quick. All right, let's get a quick refresh. Caution on the speedway. Wasn't Lamberson, was it Verda? That's Chris Verda's car slowly getting away from the turn 1-2 area. Let's see what happened to the 3 car. He's right behind Shreves. Once again, Randy Shreves with that hard left, and Verda goes down, tags the inside wall with the left front. So he will head into pit road and get a quick check of the front end of that car. Right now, Trevor Berry out in front of heat race number 1. Shreves, Oldfield, Swanson, Lamberson, Whitty, Street, Piquel, Sams, and then Verda. As Verda quick in and out, he is back on the track, going to catch up to the tail end of the field. Yeah, Brody, I was too. I was even more disappointed. You drove about 4 hours to come up there and hang with us all and watch that thing, and all we got to do was run around getting away from the raindrops, really. A group of us, Cody Kelly, Kyle Atkinson, Brody Wilhelm, myself, all iRacers met up at Outlaw Speedway last night. Had a good time. All right, having some problems getting Travis Oldfield's car to show up tonight in the game, but that is what appears to be the blue and yellow car on my screen right now. He's in third. Barry, Shreves, Oldfield, Swanson, Lamberson, Whitty, the top 6 right now. We're going to go back to green out of turn 4. 2 laps completed. Still 6 to go. Pace truck headed into the infield. Trevor Berry, good start right there, and he gets a big jump. He's got a pretty sizable lead. Oldfield does a slider line on Shreves, got him to park it. Move Oldfield to second, Shreves. Then Donald Swanson. Swanson's got his hands for, here comes the 27 of Lamberson. Brad Lamberson trying to work on the inside of the 44 car. Just not quite able to make it work. It looks like Swanson's able to use the momentum line. He's going to hang on to that spot. Trevor Berry way out in front now. Half a second, which equates to about 10, 12 car lengths. And I saw Travis Oldfield clip the fence down the backstretch. That's going to cost him second. Moving back to third. Shreves back up to second. And it's Swanson trying to close in on Oldfield right here. These guys head down the backstretch into 3 and 4. 2 laps to go this time out of turn number 4. Still half a second. Make it 0.6 of a second for Berry over Shreves. Shreves got around Oldfield. Car clips the fence back there. I want to say that's Sam Whitty's car. Tyler Street worked his way around him for that. White flag in the air. Trevor Berry. 1 more lap to go. He may pick up a heat race win here. Begin the midpoint of the season, and he is going to do it at Eldora Speedway tonight. He picks up heat race number 1 win. Shreves, Oldfield, Swanson, Lamberson 5th, Verda up to 6th after the early incident. Then Whitty, Street, Sams, and Pickle. So we will move on to heat race number 2. Final heat race. Had 21 cars checked in. Looks like 19 are going to end up making the race tonight. On the pole, Elida. Machine and Tool, number, it's not the number 1. Yeah, maybe it is in this series. He runs 24 in another series I follow. This is David Diller. On his outside, the McFadden Weld, number X from Fremont, Ohio, going to be Mike Keegan. A row 2 inside, the Ultimate Dirt TV, Tim Sims, Sim Styles, number 1. Black Diamond Motorsports entry, that is from Pittsboro, Indiana. Mason, the Little Hurricane, Hannigan. And on his outside, the Walker Simpson Slicker, Justin Clark Racing, number 78 from Hammersville, Ohio, Justin Clark. Row 3 on the inside, the Not Enough Room, PBR and Team Bad Boy, number 127 from Parma, Michigan, Ty Williams. And on his outside, the Greg Dahlman Racing Sandbagger Sim Team, number 5 out of Tampa, Florida, Mad Max Stambaugh. Row 4 on the inside, the Flint Hamilton Trucking, HBM from Coldwater, Michigan, Tyler Rankin in the 39 car. And on his outside, Emily Oil, Chibitals, Connor Morrell Racing from Bradenton, Florida, 28 car of Connor Morrell. And on the back row by himself, Smith in the Smith Sim Sports, number 16, going to be Ryan Rule. These guys about to go green right here out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Final heat race of the night for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series. And Diller did not get a great start. He was 3 wide going into 1. Had Hannigan on the bottom and Keegan on the top, and he was able to power past Keegan. Very stacked heat race right here. These guys should stay under a blanket. Lap 1 to Diller. Then Keegan second, Clark in third. Stambaugh made his way up to 4th. Stambaugh with the big 42 on top of that car. Used to seeing him in the 5 car. Mason Hannigan behind that. Then Ty Williams, Morrell, Rule, and Rankin. Rankin way behind the field right now. Did not get a good start. Oh, car tumbling. I want to say that's the 78 car of Justin Clark. Now, I don't know if Clark caught the fence out of turn 4. This is coming out of 2 down the backstretch. Little contact there with he and Keegan. Through the corner. A little bit of right rear into the left front action right there. And Justin Clark going to be in a lot of trouble on that one. Just didn't clear him, Dom.
No, he kind of got pinched off. It was kind of a bad deal. We'll have to see if he can battle back.
It'll be Clark Rankin. Oh, Tyler Rankin can't be second. It's going to be, those guys are in the pits. It's Diller, Keegan, Stambaugh, Hannigan, Morrell, Williams, Rule. And then it's liable to be Rankin and Clark after that. Well, well, well. PMs from all kinds of people. All right, looks like lights out on our pace truck. Green out of 4. David Diller, as soon as that truck twitched, he took off. He's got a pretty good jump on these guys heading into 1 and 2. Keegan still second. Stambaugh in third, but Hannigan was on the inside. 3 wide down the backstretch. Stambaugh with a little bit of a blink there. Max Stambaugh missing that. Oh, missing that front wing. And Mike Keegan not finished giving them right rears up. Connor Morrell took a shot, and he couldn't make it stick on the slider line. He ends up getting around Stambaugh. This time, will he get past Hannigan? Slides it in. Hannigan cuts underneath. Good battle right here. Morrell and Hannigan. Justin Clark got the car back together. He's back on the track, sitting in behind Max Stambaugh. Stambaugh in the 5th spot. 2 to go that time by Diller. Easily 9/10 of a second in front of the field. Keegan still second. Now Mason Hannigan has third as Morrell goes down into 3 and 4. Slider line from him. Hannigan by half a car. White flag in the air. Final heat race about to wrap up. David Diller is going to pick up the win. Mike Keegan second. We're watching the race for third right here. Big slider from Stambaugh. He couldn't get it done at the line. Hannigan takes third. Morrell, then Stambaugh, Clark, Rankin, Rule, and Williams. Boy, all heat races are done, Don. We're going to move on to our warm-up session here. I don't know how much these guys are going to use, but real quickly, let's let the fans watch this.
Got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got moves like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt the dream. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want to do, what what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star.
All right, let these guys wind out their practice session here. I think they need to get some laps in on the track. Small field tonight, Dom. What do you think? Who's going to pick this one up?
I don't know. You got your favorites as normal. Diller got that heat win there. He got the win last week. I'll go with Diller again this week.
He's going to get it done again?
Going back to back. Yeah, why not?
That would be a first in this series. Somebody to go back to back. I don't know. I think if Clark can get himself squared away and stay out of trouble, and know he's going to be starting a little deeper, he might pick up another win in this series. I know Mike Keegan's the points leader right now, and that makes him usually a favorite, and he always runs up front, but just didn't see him closing the gap on Diller during that run in that heat race, and these guys are going to wear that middle out even more, so it's going to become a little bit more topside dominant. I think Clark's able to run the top pretty well.
He was pretty fast in practice and qualifying, so he's a pretty good bet as long as he can keep it.
Well, I mean, we're leaving a bunch of names off of that list, too. Stambaugh is here. You know, he can keep the car clean. He's usually a threat. Oldfield. Trevor Berry. Can't ever count Trevor out. Won his heat race. He's going to start on the pole.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys. If they get up, it could be a good battle up front.
Don't forget, those of you following the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series, they will be hosting their mid-season challenge right after this. Keep an eye on the page for the broadcast. Dominic and myself will be heading across the way. We're going to be going over and checking out All-Star Visuals Super Series. Get started about 9:30 Eastern with those guys. Usually a pretty good show. They run a longer race, but usually a pretty decent show with those guys. So a lot of fun there. Feature time here, 35 laps. Can't forget all the great sponsors as we go through tonight. Beacon and Bridge, Advanced Heating and Air, Midland Steel, Tim Sims, Wicked Cushion Esports, Super Clean, Kiss Racing Products, Angler Machine and Tool, Campbell Performance, Specialty Fuels, Who's Your Tires, and Engine Pro. Engine Pro with the random lucky dog draw tonight. Who's Your Tires, Hard Charger, Super Clean with their Quick Time Award. Right now, it's feature time. Time to get down here and look at the grid. Trevor Berry on the pole. David Dillard was outside, your two heat race winners. Randy Shreves will start inside row 2 with Mike Keegan on the outside. Row 3, Travis Oldfield inside, Mason Hannigan outside. Don Swanson on the inside of row number 4 with Connor Morrell to his outside. The 5th row, Brad Lamberson and Max Stambaugh. Chris Averta and Justin Clark in row number 6. Clark can pick up Hard Charger, too, if he can come up and win that thing. Sam Whitty, Tyler Rankin, row number 7. Row 8, Tyler Street and Ryan Rule. The 9th row, Danny Sams and Ty Williams. And Josh Pickle on the back. So these guys going to give us 3 wide real quick right here. Maybe 4 wide as the outside row comes all the way up. And a quick 4 wide salute. Everybody will get back into their proper position. Lights are off on the pace truck. Green flag this time. 35 laps on the big board. Green flag in the air. We are underway. Diller around the top side is going to take the lead. Here comes Keegan also around the top side on Barry. Barry's going to use the slider line in 3 and 4. Didn't quite get up there. Cars in the wall back in turn 4. I don't want to say it, but I got a feeling a 78 car died in that right there.
Yeah,
back.
I saw a car helicopter back there. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, he's up on the top. Oh, Lamberson made contact with somebody down the inside. I want to say Rankin. He came across and he just pancaked a 78 car of Justin Clark into the outside fence. So early in this one, Lamberson and Clark to the work area. See if they can get those things fixed up enough to come back and race. In the couple of laps that we got, or the couple of corners that we got in, Barry, Diller, Shreves, Keegan, Oldfield, Hannigan, Swanson, Morrell, Lamberson. Lamberson dropped out of that 9th spot. Max Stambaugh. So it's actually going to be Stambaugh, then Verda. Chris Verda in the top 10. I believe we're going to be going green this time out of turn 4. Get this thing restarted. Single file for our restarts here. It's going to be on the leader, and he's on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. Barry through turn 1 with Diller in tow. Shreves, and then Keegan got a good run out of 2. Is he going to work the slider line in 3 and 4? Yes, he does. Slides up in front of the 56 car. Shreves cuts right back underneath, and he keeps 3rd spot at the line. Travis Oldfield on the top side right behind Keegan. A caution in behind. Not even sure who that was for. Let's go back and take a look and see if maybe 224 and the 21 car have a little hectic encounter here. Yeah, and a car coming off a pit road right there. 78 car, I believe, of Clark. Yes, it was. That all happened right there, close enough to trigger the caution. So, Barry, Diller, Shreves, Keegan, Oldfield, Hannigan, Swanson, Morrell, Stambaugh, and Verda still in the top 10. All 19 cars still on the track. Yeah, Lisa, that's true. Doesn't cost nearly as much, and you don't hurt the next day from it. All right, lights went off on the pace truck at that time, so that means green out of 4. 34 laps still to go. Little loose on the start here, Dom.
Yeah, it's been a little rough. We'll see if we can go on now.
Green flag back in the air, racing once again. Barry goes straight to the top side. He's going to keep the lead. He's going to move it out to about 7-8 car lengths now. Shreves all over Diller. Not able to do anything with it. David Diller took the slider line in 1 and 2. Gives himself about a half a car that time. Now loses a bunch of space down the front stretch, but Shreves got out of shape in 1. Now out of shape coming out of 2. That's going to allow the 1 car of Diller to hang on to the spot. Mike Keegan took a peek on the inside. Now Travis Oldfield cuts it down hard off the cushion in 4. Comes across the track, move. Travis Oldfield into the 4th position. Barry still out in front, 3/4 of a second. Diller, Shreves, Oldfield, Keegan, your top 5. Max Stembaugh up to 6th, and he and Donald Swanson having a pretty good battle for that 6th and 7th spot right there. Good run for Don Swanson in the 44 car. He sits in 6th. Stambaugh, then Hannigan now into 7th. Morrell and Street. And those two touching, coming out of 2, almost got hooked up. They got themselves free. They allow Tyler Rankin to pull in behind them. He's going to cut the car hard to the bottom. Caution. One more time. Not for him. Not sure if it was for this 27 car or not, but he's in the middle of a big gaggle. That's the 7 car of Whitty. Whitty was backwards. He and Ty Williams getting together.
Well, we got a few laps in that.
Yeah, we got a good little bit of racing in right there. Got to see what's going to happen, I think. I think this top side is kind of where guys want to be right now, but you give it a couple more laps here, maybe about 10, and that bottom may start to work for some of these guys that like to go down there and try to hunt that moisture right against the inside. It's still Barry out in front. Diller, Oldfield, Shreves, Keegan, Swanson, Stambaugh, Hannigan, Morrell, and Tyler Street now in the top 10. Verda was up there. He's fallen back to about 15th right now. Still 28 laps to go. Lights off on the pace truck, so we will be going green out of turn 4. You can see the track starting to widen out. That should bring the bottom back into play here very soon. Start to maybe see some guys start to find some grip as they come out of the corners in turn 2 and turn 4. But it has been all Trevor Barry since the first green flag. As the pace truck heads to the infield, Barry gets on the throttle, and the green flag is out once again. Run out of 2. Mike Keegan a little out of shape. He drops it to the bottom side in 3 and 4. Slides across the track right in front of Don Swanson, and caution again. I'm not even sure who that's for. Is Travis Oldfield part of that deal? Nope, he is still at the front. I thought maybe his car had slowed. Verda, 3 car, Chris Verda having trouble. Let's see what happened to the 3 car. I saw a picture of him there laying on his side. In here, trailing. Gets out of shape and right across the nose of Ty Williams right there. He was right in behind Ryan Rule, and I think they touched and it got the 3 car out of shape. Quite the auspicious start here, Dom.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the full track I went and watched last night. They went 4 laps and had 7.
It's an expensive night.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, this was not.
Green flag back in the air, racing once again. Still Barry in front of Diller. Oldfield up to 3rd, then Shreves and Keegan. Travis Oldfield bringing the 38 car forward. Shreves got around Keegan a little while ago, and he's been able to hang on to that. Swanson right in behind. Max Stambaugh in behind Swanson, and then Mason Hannigan. You can see still one lane at the top right now. There goes Stambaugh to the bottom. He's going to try to use the slider line, and that may not work out. Swanson able to cut back under. Getting ready to have a battle at the front. Diller now has caught up to Barry. And caution's going to slow things down again. Randy Shreve's car. Randy was running there right inside the top 5. Let's see what happened too. Oh, gets a little out of shape. He just looped it. A little bit of a gentle bump to the inside right there, but he was well past the 90 degrees, and that's going to trigger caution each and every time. So the cushion, not the friend of the 56 car in that exchange. You pop down off that cushion, that car's liable to break and go left real quick. So with Shreves out of there, we will go back through. Barry, Diller, Oldfield, Keegan, Swanson, Stambaugh, Hannigan, Morrell, Street, Tyler Rankin in 11th. Sams, Clark, Lamberson, Whitty, make it Rankin in 10th. Sams is 11th. Then Justin Clark, Lamberson, Whitty, Rule, Pickle, Williams, Shreves, and Averda, Chris Averda, able to get the car fixed up and back out on the track. There's someone in the chat saying too many cautions. All right, green this.
13 let in. So.
Yeah, we're going green this time out of 4. Still 24 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Diller got a lot better start that time with Barry. He's going to hang in here close. I saw Hannigan go slider line. Didn't work out for him. He did check up Max Stambaugh right there. Here comes Connor Morrell right behind Stambaugh. Them both are going to go right past Hannigan. Hannigan's going to fight back on the crossover. Now he's on the same line as Stambaugh. Couldn't do anything there. So Hannigan 7th, Stambaugh 6th, John Swanson 5th, Mike Keegan 4th, Travis Oldfield, then David Diller, and your leader, Trevor Barry. About 0.4 of a second now out of turn 2. He is starting to extend the lead, keeping that car all about a lane down off the wall, all right, below that rough cushion right there. 1 and 2, he goes in on it and brings it right down in front of it. Diller's using that same line. Not much change in Brad Lamberson back here on the outside of Tyler Rankin. This is 9th and 10th. Now 10th and 11th, Tyler Street around those two guys. That time Lamberson got a good run off for, able to get away from Rankin a little bit and close in on Street. Lamberson was 10th. Justin Clark, after his early incident, now has worked his way inside the top 10. He runs 8th, and he is chasing down Mason Hannigan. Halfway home that time by still Barry, 0.4 of a second over Diller. It's another half second back to Travis Oldfield. Oldfield running in 3rd. Stambaugh now around Swanson. Keegan around Swanson. Stambaugh 4th. Keegan 5th. Swanson back to 6th. 44 car looks like he's starting to have problems in the centers of the corner. That time pretty good as he kept the right rear down off the cushion. Barry's not getting away here. Not giving up a lot of ground, but he is not making any headway at opening that gap up. This is 7 car continues to lead. Right in front of David Diller. Travis Oldfield trying to close the gap on Diller, but he couldn't do it. Now Mad Max Stambaugh puts the slider on Oldfield into 3 and 4, way out there, and he's got the spot at the line, but Oldfield is going to fight back in 1 and 2. Good battle for 3rd right here. Stambaugh, the 42 car, had the spot going into 3 and 4. He's got it coming out. Move Mad Max 1 step closer to the front. 13 laps to go. Still Trevor Berry. Now 0.6 of a second over Diller as he starts to ease away. And caution is going to bring this right back together. I might think the 3-car had something to do with this one again, as he is already back on pit road. Let's see where Verda. Oh, he got slid. I want to say Morrell. Yep, Connor Morrell, 28 car, with that slider, got up there and got into him.
On the wrong end of the deal tonight.
Verda just not having any kind of luck. Hasn't had for a couple of weeks, if I'm remembering things right. He had a bunch of problems last week.
Yeah, he was involved in a couple incidents last week, and this time on the other end of the deal.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Barry Marlowe. He's the man at the Great Lakes Sprint Series, and he sent me a message earlier, said he was out on a job and he could not be here, but wanted everybody to know that this Friday, June 12th, it will be at I-96 Speedway, Lake Odessa, Michigan, for the Great Lakes Super Sprints. That's the 360 wing cars. Going to be their first race of the season. So if you're around there, go check them out in person next Friday, or this coming Friday, actually. Jump over to the Facebook page to get all the details. $12 laps to go when we get the green back. Little shakeups at the front. Barry Diller, Stambaugh, Oldfield, Keegan, Swanson, Hannigan, Clark, Lamberson, and Street, the top 10. And with Stambaugh closing in and getting a little bit better starting position here. With 12 to go, we may have a race on our hands before this thing is over, because Barry was just getting away from these guys as the green flag is back over the speedway. Diller, Stambaugh got pretty good starts. Everybody on that top side did. Hannigan now trying to work around Swanson on the inside. Only car on the bottom slides up the hill. He made Swanson check up. Keegan went right back underneath him. Keegan tried to go 2 for 1 again. Caution behind them. 16 car, Ryan Rule, looks like he's pretty tore up. He was good going into 3 and 4, and he's missing a whole bunch of parts when he comes out of turn 2 here. The corner, Chris Verda's car was down on the bottom. Oh, a little contact in front, and he got into the back of the 28 of Connor Morrell. I want to say the 3 car is the reason for our current caution periods. He pulled out right there. When you pull across that green line, that be in between those cones and get them tires out there, it is going to see you as being on the track every single time. And it is going to toss that caution out. Because that little bit of contact, everybody was still facing forward. We shouldn't have had a caution there. So it's an unfortunate set of circumstances in that one. He just got about a foot too far. Now, sorry.
Barry's not going to like that one. No, you're good.
Not much. I just was seeing Mr. Marlowe joined right after I just gave the big plug for the race on Friday. Sorry you missed that, Barry. Yeah, no, Barry may not be very happy about the reason for that caution when he goes back and sees this. But if he can hang on and win, I'm sure it will really be of no serious consequence. It's still Barry, Diller, Stambaugh, Oldfield, Hannigan, Keegan, Clark, Lamberson, Street, and Rank in the top 10. 10 laps to go. Pace truck should be heading in there. He goes. Here goes Barry. Green flag back in the air. Diller got a great start. Stambaugh not so much. You see Oldfield clip the fence in 1 and 2. Right rear jump the cushion. That's going to relegate him back as Hannigan slides around him. Now Mason Hannigan to the top. David Diller took a peek. He made an attempt to go after Barry. First time Trevor Barry's been challenged the entire night. Here comes Stambaugh off the top side. Diller left it open. Stambaugh ran right through the door. Now he's got his sights set on the 7 car. Could have a challenge for the lead right here. Down to 8 laps to go. Stambaugh closing the gap and closing it quickly. Slider this time in 3 and 4. There goes Mad Max. Across the track up into the cushion. Not able to get it done that time. Diller right back in this. Hannigan in at top 4 on the screen. They are in close quarters here. Another good run for Stambaugh. Short slider this time. He may have the lead coming out of 4. New leader. Mad Max Stambaugh works his way right to the front. Goes around Barry. 4 wide that time out of turn 2. Stambaugh, Barry, Diller, and Hannigan from top to bottom. Now they're 3 wide as Stambaugh starts to distance himself. 5 to go this time by. Here comes Hannigan. He's the first to find something down on the bottom. Caution that time. That may move Diller back to 4th. It's not Morrell. I'm going to say once again the 3 car. Maybe upside down. Might be time for race control to put the 3 on the trailer. Involved in almost every one of these is he, Street, and Whitty all get together there in turn 3 and 4. 3 car.
If I remember, Roger, like you mentioned, Verto was in a lot of those cautions for bringing out a lot of cautions last week as well.
I think he needs to change his paint. It's kind of like a magnet or something. Either way, with 5 laps to go, Stambaugh, Barry, Hannigan, Diller, Keegan, Oldfield, Lamberson, Clark, Shreves, and Rankin. It'll be 4 to go when we get to green. The field is going to catch up to the pace truck. You see Tyler Street making his way around into the back of the line. One of the cars that was involved in that got a new front wing put on it real quick there. So down to 3 to go, it looks like, when they get the green. And that's going to happen this time out of turn 4. Timing and scoring, trying to catch up there. I think it had to do with those guys being so far behind the pace truck right before this last lap. But that pace truck will make the hard left. They'll get the green flag. 3 laps to go. Stambaugh on the throttle. Green flag back in the air. Max Stambaugh. Trevor, Barry, Mason, Hannigan in the battle right there. Caution one more time. We may have a 1-lap shootout. May not. They didn't get back to the line, so we'll have at least a 2-lap shootout as they are going to wait, I think, for the pace truck. Now it fixes things up, looks like. Still showing Tyler Street as the leader. As we wait for the pace truck to appear on the screen. There he is in turns 1 and 2. So 2 laps to go when they get the green. Should be finishing this one up here pretty quickly. Stambaugh, Barry, Hannigan, Diller, Keegan, Oldfield, Lamberson, Clark, Shreves, rank in the top 10. Then Ty Williams, Sams, Swanson, Pickle, Whitty, Morrell, and Tyler Street in that order. Lights off on the pace truck. Green out of turn 4. 2 laps. Still showing cars a lap down, but this close to the end, they're way at the back. It's not a problem. The green flag back in the air. Stambaugh. Barry got a good start with him. He goes to the bottom now on the inside of Barry. Mason Hannigan. They were too wide, almost touching. Coming out of 2. Here comes Hannigan. He's got second on the bottom. Stambaugh off the top gets to the white flag first. Max Stambaugh down the backstretch. Ahead of Hannigan. Diller around Barry. Your top 3 at the line. Stambaugh's going to win it. Hannigan second. Barry may have snuck by Trevor. Barry picks up the final podium spot. Just barely there. He finishes in 3rd. Then Diller, Keegan, and Oldfield behind that. So we will get our top 3 around on the front stretch. These guys down in here. Get them parked. Get them in a position where we can have a little interviewing time with them. I'll let these guys try to get them parked here anyway. Mason Hannigan having a little bit of a problem figuring out where second sits. That ought to do us right there. We will we'll get these guys drug up into the channel here real quick and see. Let's see. Barry's right there. All right. Let's get Trevor Barry real quickly up here. Trevor Barry, you got a copy?
I got you. You got me?
I got you, buddy. Well, 3rd place tonight. You led a lot of this thing. What happened at the end there, man, relegates you on the bottom step of the podium?
Just haven't ran a lot of laps here the last couple of weeks, and it went slick, and I was way too hard on the throttle. So Mason did a good job. Max did a really good job. David did a good job. They just, I don't know. I feel like I was holding everybody up with about 10 to go.
Yeah, you were way out in front there. We get a couple of cautions, one with about 10 to go. Car trying to get back on the track, and he stopped right on the line, triggered the caution there. If we don't get a caution, we get to run them last 10 laps. Has Max got a chance to catch you?
Yeah, Eldora is kind of his wheelhouse, so it was going to be tough to hold him off for sure. And it's always fun racing him. I'm glad to be part of their team and whatnot. David, him, Chad, we always run each other super clean, and just makes for a lot of fun.
Well, you're going to go run the mid-season challenge there here in a little bit, and what do you think? Right back here again, going to make any changes before you do that one?
Well, I had my wing trunked, and that was my only change I could make, so I don't know. I'm going to have to change my line or something here.
All right, Mill, who's on the car helping you get it done? We'll let you celebrate this one quickly and get ready for the next one.
I'd like to thank Extreme Indoor Kart Racing, Sandbagger Sim Team, Andrea's Place Styling Salon, Rat Tech Engine Service. I want to thank Barry for putting this deal on. We need to have some more green flag runs here and some better racing for him because he does a lot for the racers and a lot putting this on, and we're kind of stinking up the show for him, unfortunately, right now with all these yellows.
All right, man. Well, you have some fans in the chat that we're talking about a lot of cautions tonight. You guys will get this all cleaned up, I'm sure. Congratulations on 3rd. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck in the next one, buddy.
Thank you.
3rd place driver in the race tonight, Trevor Barry. Let's grab a 2nd place. Let's get the tropical depression in here. Are you there, Mason?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Well, 2nd place tonight. You made a good pass there at the end, man. Talk to us about how the track changed and how you're able to find the bottom kind of before it looked like anybody else did, just ran out of laps to go up there and challenge Max.
It was slick all the way from, practice all the way to qualifying and all the way through the heat races, and then we had warm up to blow it off even more, and man, it was just a slick track, and it took a little while for me to figure it out, and then once I figured it out, I felt pretty good.
Well, it looked like there at the end you were making great strides, and like I said, you went to the bottom there on Trevor. When did you figure out you could go to the bottom and come forward?
I think it was about halfway through, and once I started passing guys on the bottom, like, it was probably about the 3 cautions. I ran the bottom of 1 and 2 and got a run, and I threw a slide job, and I don't know what happened. We got a caution, and after that, I just ran the bottom all the way around the track and felt really good there at the end.
Well, are you already ready for the mid-season challenge race coming up next?
Yeah, I think I had a good shot to win this one, but just ran out of laps, and I don't know, I must have shown him my nose, and that was it.
Well, still a great run. Come home second. Who helps you get it done? We'll let you celebrate this one and get ready for the next one.
Oh, Black Diamond Motorsports, you guys are broadcasting and for Barry putting this league on, and it's been tonight was a little bit rough than usual, but on to the Hoosier mid-season shootout.
All right, man. Well, congrats on second, and good luck in the next one, buddy.
Thank you.
Second place, Mason Hannigan. Now we'll grab the man of the hour up here. Not his first win in the series. Max Stambaugh, you got a copy?
Yeah, you got me.
I got you, buddy. Well, you worked hard to get this one, and you passed a bunch of cars to get there, and once you did, not really much in the way of looking back, man. You pick up another win in the series. Talk to us about this race a little bit.
I was pretty good, heat race. Somebody stole my front wing, so had to get a new one on for the feature, and got rolling on the top pretty good there, and just set sail.
Well, we'll sell your front wing back to you cheap.
Yeah,
we know who has it.
Racing, they give me front wings for this car, and he bought me a couple tires this week for this online game. So I just got a lot of good people behind me right now, and we're rolling good.
Well, you pick up another win in the series, and I know you're already in that mid-season challenge race, so I think you can go back-to-back tonight.
We'll see. I actually didn't even know you guys were doing this, so we'll take this one and see what we got. Mason's getting pretty fast here. He's won a lot of races, that, so he's going to be a good racer.
All right, man, well, who helps you get it done, and we'll let you get ready for the next one, man.
I just, want to thank Sam Bagger Sim Team, David the Fisherman, and Trevor Berry. They're pretty good teammates here, and we've been running pretty strong. David won last week, so I want to thank them. I want to thank Greg Dahlman Racing. He's all excited this week. He gets to run up in Michigan, so happy for him. Just want to thank Steve Irwin and, my mom and dad for moral support.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again, and good luck in the mid-season shootout.
Thank you.
Your winner tonight, Max Stambaugh. Now, all those guys will be moving into the next race. Like I said, that is not going to be covered here on the Racing Network, as Dominic and I have to head over to another series, but they will be right back. So stay tuned on the Facebook page there, and when that goes live, you'll be able to watch these guys racing for a little bit of extra cash tonight, and mostly bragging rights, but going to be a fun show anyway. Let's run through the results real quick. It is Stambaugh picking up the win. Hannigan was second. Barry third. David Diller fourth. Mike Keegan comes home in fifth. Travis Oldfield sixth. Brad Lamerson in seventh. Justin Clark eighth. Tyler Rankin was ninth. 10th to Donald Swanson. Ty Williams was 11th. Randy Shreves 12th. Tyler Street came home in 13th. Josh Pickle in the 14th spot. Sam Whitty 15th. Ellen Morrell 16th. Danny Sams in 17th. Chris Verda. All kinds of trouble for the 3-car all night long. He comes home 18th. And Ryan Rule in the 19th spot. What do you think tonight, Dom?
A little rough. Hard to get a little piece to the race with all the cautions. Made it slowed up racing a little bit, but still had a good battle up front. It's always interesting when you go to Eldora, that's for sure.
Never disappoints when we come here. You can either have the greatest races or you can have a really, really bad one. I think this one falls in between on my race-o-meter, but still very good at night. Halfway through the season with these guys. Can't wait to see what the second half of the season holds. I know they are trying a lot of things to improve the racing, and Tyler Rankin gets a lot of credit for that because he is doing a whole lot of things to change stuff up. So they will get this stuff cleaned up a little bit more, and next week we'll see another great race. For myself, Dominic Santina tonight, Mike Peterson at the Dirt Racing Network. Guys, Great Lakes Sim Racing Series Week 6 in the books. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time with us. Dominic and I will be back in about an hour with the All-Star Visuals Sim Series. It's the super late models over there. But until then, guys, keep it dirty. Tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers, back-to-back 360 shows with Mike Peterson. We appreciate you being here. See